Alright guys, so today's video we're going to be checking out the brand new Palm Buds Pro. And this is the same company that released the cell phone that's the size of the palm of your hand, which is where the name came from. But now they've decided to release an active noise canceling pair of earbuds. And this pair comes in retailing at 129 bucks. Although right now on their site you can pick them up for $89, and even on Amazon you can pick them up for $99. And I'll have links to all of that in the description. But we need to see if these live up to that pro name that I feel like a lot of companies are just throwing around a little too easily now. We need to check out what all comes inside the box. We need to talk about the noise canceling and the sound and see if it's worth the $89, $99, and even $129 price tag. So to start with, these are using 10mm dynamic drivers, and I can tell you right now they're not doing anything to hold these back. I mean, the volume you can turn very loud. These did not distort no matter how loud I turned them up, which is very surprising. And as far as the active noise canceling and the ambient mode, this is some of the best that I've heard in any price range, let alone the fact that they're under 100 bucks. But I will say out of the box, I was surprised that it didn't seem like they were blocking out anything. And that's because the noise canceling is not on the first time that you're using these. So you do have to turn the noise canceling on. And once I did, I found that they were blocking out just as much noise as the AirPods Pros. Now that pair comes in at $250, although I think right now they're $190. So technically you could get two pairs of the Palm Buds Pros for the price of one pair of AirPods Pros. So I already thought that was impressive out of the box. And the ambient mode was also some of the best that I heard. And that really shouldn't be too surprising because this company makes cell phones, which microphones are extremely important when it comes to those. And I think they just implemented a lot of that technology into these earbuds because they do have 6 microphones total. And I think that's also what's causing these to block out as much noise as they are. So I was immediately impressed with both the ambient mode and the noise canceling right off the bat. Now, when it comes to using these outdoors, it does come with that IPX4 rating. And like I've said before, this is normal when it comes to noise canceling earbuds because anything higher than IPX4 is going to start to affect the microphones, which would also affect the noise canceling and also how well it picks up your voice during phone calls. Now, as far as what all they've included inside the box, you do get the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips. And it does come with a USB-C cable. And you are going to have to use this cable because sadly this pair does not have Qi wireless charging. And that is definitely a feature I would have liked to have seen. But speaking of the charging, battery life is pretty decent on this pair because if you decide to use them with the noise canceling off, you're going to get around 6 hours on the earbuds and around 24 hours using the case. But if you do just decide to leave your noise canceling on at all times, you're going to get around 4.5 hours with around 18 hours using the case. And I think, again, that's very comparable to the AirPods Pros. But another feature I feel like these are missing is fast charging. It doesn't have any kind of fast charge feature, although it says it takes about an hour and a half to fully charge these. I would have liked to have seen that 5 to 10 minute charge so that I could get an hour to maybe an hour and a half worth of use. So now moving over to checking out the case. When I picked up the case, I immediately felt like it was really light and kind of hollow feeling, which kind of made it feel a little on the cheap side. But on the bottom, you can see the USB-C input for charging. And then around on the front, you have that single indicator light. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is on the case. Now, when you move over to checking out the earbuds, this is another thing that I felt was very comparable to the AirPods Pros. In fact, it just looks like a black version of the AirPod Pros. Now, these do use touch controls, and again, this is another one of those pairs that does not give you control over volume. So you have control over play, pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards. You can summon your smart assistant. You can switch it between noise canceling on, noise canceling off. You can turn your ambient mode on and off, but you just can't control volume. You have to summon your smart assistant to do that or pull out your phone. And I really wish that these had volume control because I do like to just control everything from the earbuds. But if you do like to take phone calls on your earbuds, this is one of the best pairs out there. Like I said earlier, these are using 6 microphones total. I felt like the mic quality was very good. It did a really good job of blocking out my surroundings, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. So here is a mic test using the Palm Buds Pros. And again, this is an area I was very impressed with. I felt like it sounded pretty natural, although there's still a somewhat digital sound to it. but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound, because the sound quality is what made this pair stand out. I mean, yes, it had really good noise canceling in an ambient mode, but the sound quality is unique because not only can you turn these up really loud, this is an extremely bass heavy pair of earbuds. And I know I've tested other bass heavy pair of earbuds, but not a pair that also has a very wide open sound, because usually when you get a bass heavy pair of earbuds or headphones, that usually tends to kind of close in your sound a little bit, but not with this pair. This is very open. In fact, I would even say it has the sound stage and the sound imaging of any of the other Sennheiser earbuds that I've tested, which I consider to be the best. And when it comes to the bass quality, I would compare this to the best bass earbuds out there, because this one has a ton of impact. But luckily, because of that spaciousness and openness, it does not come in and destroy the mids and the highs. In fact, I'd say the mids, they just kind of left alone. They didn't want to push them too forward. It doesn't get lost in the mix, which is a huge plus. But the treble, they tuned up to try to kind of counterbalance the bass a little bit. Now, this isn't a bright or harsh sounding treble, but it is detailed enough that you can hear all of the little subtle details in songs. Matching that up against this powerful bass made this a pretty special pair of earbuds to check out. Again, having a sound like that and having an openness that these have, it just made listening to a lot of the songs that I'm used to hearing stand out a little more. It just had a different feel to it. So my overall opinion is kind of simple on this pair. It does definitely lack when it comes to features like Qi wireless charging. It doesn't have volume control, which is kind of a bummer. It doesn't have any kind of fast charge feature, which is also surprising. But this pair stands out simply because of the most important reasons. The sound is absolutely incredible, especially if you're somebody that likes bass. And it also has active noise canceling and an ambient mode comparable to the AirPods Pros, which are some of the best in that category. Now, again, it's still not the noise canceling that I feel the Sony and the Bose have, but this pair comes in at under $100 and is comparable with much more expensive models. So I definitely walked away surprised with this pair. This is a pair that I've found myself using a lot more than I thought that I would. In fact, this has kind of been my go-to pair lately. Because the bass impact and that spaciousness in the sound, you generally don't get with other products. I was, again, very impressed with the sound quality that I was getting out of this pair. So guys, that's my video on the brand new Palm Buds Pro. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.